President Biden is in Japan.
The trip has been cut short amid tense negotiations with House Republicans over the debt ceiling. So what should we expect from the summit while he is there? To help answer that question this morning, I'm joined by Daniel Lippman. He is a White House and Washington reporter for Politico. Daniel, good morning. Thank you for joining us on early morning.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so G7, flat out, what is the objective here? This is a regular meeting, but the president is there. Well, what is he hoping to do while he's there?
Well, I think it's sending a strong message that America is back and that we care about the region in Asia as we try to push back against China, where, a lot of countries in the Asia Pacific region, they're worried that China is trying to dominate the South China Sea and also kind of squeeze them and inhibit their development and in a way that's very authoritarian, whereas the U.S. is all about democracy. And we see that sometimes in a messy way with the debt ceiling. You don't see these debt ceiling debates in China because it's a one-party state.
That is true. So I was going to ask you if this is going to be more about Ukraine and Russia or more about China. Are they going to talk about BRICS potentially overtaking the dollar as a reserve currency? And then I read what the Japanese foreign minister said, which is he said China and what's going on in the South China Sea is not separable from Ukraine and Russia because of the close ties between Russia and China. So how do you feel about what will be discussed more here? Or is it really all just part of one big discussion that all these nations will be taking part in?
I think it's all one big discussion with these huge themes of pushing back against China. And you see countries that are afraid that China will invade Taiwan one day, as President Xi tries to kind of get his legacy in order. He's kind of getting up there in age. And so countries do not want a China on the march in terms of taking over countries and territories that are not theirs. And so Russia's bad invasion of Ukraine, which has not gone very well for them, that's kind of a warning to China that just because you have such a large military doesn't mean that you can just walk over a country, because the U.S. and the West is going to help a lot. But that will also throw the world economy into disarray because we have such close economic ties with China still. There's tons of American companies that have operations or sell to China, or that we buy their products and use in our country. And so it's much harder to disentangle the U.S. from China than it was to cut off from Russia.
Now, one of the places that the United States had hoped to increase diplomatic ties was around the Pacific Rim. But President Biden cut short his trip for this week. He is not going to be visiting Papua New Guinea. He is not going to be visiting Australia, where the United States recently agreed to send nuclear-powered submarine technology. All of this was aimed at sort of showing China that the United States is still in the area, but that's been disrupted by domestic policy. So what do you make of that decision to either continue to put the pressure on China by making allies in the area versus coming home to sign a debt ceiling agreement?
Yeah, it's clearly disappointing for the Biden team because they had wanted to make history by going to Papua New Guinea, and they thought that it was important to also go to Australia. But they're going to have a meeting of the Quad in Japan as kind of part of the G7. They're moving that meeting up. But it was just a recognition of reality in terms of bad timing and a coincidence where you have the debt ceiling coming due at the same time as this trip. And so they can always do this trip later, even though they probably won't go back to Papua New Guinea in the next few months. It might take a couple of years, maybe a second Biden term.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.